You know what? Before we move on, I actually do want to go check out what my companions think of the Rachni Queen thing. Also, you know what? Today, I took a nap. Yeah, I took a nap and I feel freaking fantastic. You ever just take a nap and then you're like, oh, why do I not take more naps? Am I getting old? Is this a thing? Is this what happens when you get old? You just decide that taking more naps is naps? There we go. Maps? What the heck is a map? Taking a map. Taking a nap is just more beneficial. I think you know what? I think I've reached that threshold and I'm okay with it because I want more naps.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was like, let's talk about the Rachni Queen. Totally forgot about her mother.
In the end, maybe she's better off now.
Maybe. She was a good person once, before she was twisted by Sovereign's power. Better to remember her as she used to be.
I blame Saren, and if I were you, I'd want revenge.
We have enough reason to stop Saren. I do not need to add revenge to the list. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Okay, let's return. Tell me more about you.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
What about now?
Has your opinion changed at all?
It has. I have been watching you and your crew. It has taught me a lot about your species. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You can't argue with results.
No, but there are consequences. Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as a bully. You run over anyone who gets in your way. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
Why me?
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what happened on Akuz. The fact that you survived shows a remarkable strength.
Why are you so interested in me?
I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the woman you are.
She sounded so awkward about
There
that.
is something compelling about you, Shepard.
I wanted to know more about you. okay, Creeper. Jeez.
You're interested in me because of my visions. You just want to know more about the Protheans.
That's
I admit,
not what I expected her to say.
Your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Lieutenant Alenko.
That's it. Well, I don't. Me and Alenko, wasn't expecting. That was not a thing. You know, we're both in the Alliance military, the Alliance Navy. Like, there's that you can't be any cohorting going on. You know how it is.
The Lieutenant and I are just friends. Nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
You know what? This actually brings up a good point. I do like doing the romance options in BioWare games because they tend to, when they're well written, they're not always well written. Trust me, I know that. But when they are well written, they do give you an insight into not only your character, but also whatever character you're romancing. The best example I can give of this is in Dragon Age Origins. Or actually, no, I have an example there, but let's go to Dragon Age Inquisition because I just thought about something different. When you get to know, and I'll actually go back to the Origins thing too in a second, but when you get to know certain companions in Inquisition, they tend to grow on you. But if you don't take the time to get to know them, they are annoying, such as Sarah from Dragon Age Inquisition. She can be easily the most annoying and just just annoying character in the game. Or you can take the time to get to know her and then you kind of get her. And once you do that, if you romance Sarah, you really dive deeper into her backstory, and it makes that character far more enjoyable. In fact, she's actually one of my favorite characters in Inquisition, though she started out as the most annoying, because I took the time to actually get to know her and see what she was about. She was really well written in that regard, because she was written to be annoying until you got to know her, and there was a lot of depth to her character. Same goes for Morrigan in Dragon Age Origins. If you take the time to get to know her, she becomes far more warm to you and less standoffish, and that is one thing that I really like about how that character is written romantically. They've had a lot of fails in their time, but we need to decide what character we want to romance. I think I'm going to keep my options open at the moment because I haven't decided for sure. So we're just going to say, and I may change it per game as well, because the companions you get to pick up in Dragon Age 2 or Mass Effect 2, now I got Dragon Age on my mind, are different than the ones that you get in Mass Effect 3 are different than the ones you get in Mass Effect 1, although there is some crossover there. So, and by the way, you also can romance different characters in did it again in Mass Effect 2 and 3 that you wouldn't be able to romance in Mass Effect 1, such as Tali, for example. But I'm going to keep my options open. I'm going to say yes.
No, you were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
Saren wants both of us dead. That's something.
That is not the most romantic reason, is it? You make it all sound so dangerous.
A little danger makes things exciting.
This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. I need some time.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Wink.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Okay, cool. So that worked out pretty well. Do I want to talk to any other companions? Maybe this should just be one giant companion talk episode. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this
I
mission.
think we've asked this already.
But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
That actually brings up something kind of interesting. I was just now thinking, because she was talking about the colonies and stuff, so I was thinking about Mass Effect Andromeda, and we're not too far off from the start of Andromeda, because Andromeda technically, like the mission to Andromeda starts pretty soon here. It does start before the end of Mass Effect 3. I think it even starts before the end of Mass Effect 2. So it's interesting how that game actually technically starts before the end of this trilogy, but because they're in like dead space for such a long time traveling to Andromeda, that it always kind of skipped over.
Commander? Do you have a minute?
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for a lost mass relay to who knows where, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
We've got our orders. Bellyaching won't change them.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Well, well. You're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, you know, for justice. Now, maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
I trust you won't have any questions when whatever's coming hits the fan?
None. I'm not questioning the mission. I'm just concerned. Sorry to have wasted your time, ma'am. It won't happen again.
Okay, good job, Caden. I should say that there was a patch as of the day that I'm making this video, and it did change some things around, and I do know, in fact, that my key binding has now definitely been reset on the use first aid. So I was gonna put an additional keybind here. I know it looks weird down arrow. It's on my Naka, my mouse. So it just makes it a little bit easier for me to use that stuff. There's no codex entries or stuff in here. That's fine. You know, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm so used to just that, the location of where that is on the ship being for a certain companion, but we'll talk about that in Mass Effect 2. Let's talk to Garrus. We haven't actually talked to Garrus in a while.
Commander, nice work out there.
Thanks, buddy.
I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
Cool. Good convo. Apparently I also need to talk to Ashley.
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time. Off the record.
Is this duty-related, Chief?
No, ma'am. Well, maybe. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
You don't trust their motives because they're not human.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
She's out of line.
That's enough, Chief. You always second-guess your superiors?
Ma'am, no ma'am. I'm sorry, I was out of line. I'll get back to my duties, Commander.
That's fine. Now we know where you sit, Ashley. Jeez.
Commander?
Speciest.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? They were dangerous, Commander. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours. You know, you really should talk to T'Soni about her mom. She has to be hurting. Just saying, Commander.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
All right, let's go through, talk to Rex, and then we'll go through the inventory here and fix all that. It does show. Oh, maybe it's I thought it was a mission thing, but maybe it's not.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Just, my goodness, Rex, you look gorgeous in this remaster. I love it.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Yeah, they tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
Seems similar enough to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The Genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the Genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
Good point.
You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the Genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Good convo. I'm going to talk to him again, but I do want to quickly correct myself because it was several episodes ago when I had mentioned a little bit about the Genophage and what had happened to the Krogan. I had said that it was the Solarians who kind of did that, but I do now remember after he said it that it was in fact the Turians who were basically at war with them, and then they hired essentially they brought in the Solarians to try to fix the problem.
Shepard.
All right, so we've actually
Rex
talked to him completely. We'll have to talk to him, excuse me, again the next time that we get to that point. Let's do Rex's locker. Hiccups, really bad. Krogan stuff. This is both. Is this because he has heavy armor on? Like, none of this is super great. Like, he can't wear the heavy armor yet. Actually, you know what? That's a good point. Can I do... I can't change his points from here. Isn't there a way to do that? Yeah, now I'm confused. I thought that there might be a way to change his points to be able to get him to heavy armor. So in that case, I'm just not going to worry about his stuff, although I am going to worry about his weapons. We'll change those out to the 160. Yeah. I will give him a slightly better assault rifle. He doesn't really use it. Slightly better pistol. Okay, and then he doesn't use the sniper rifle either, but again, slightly better. Cool, and then we go to Garrus. Sniper rifle. I want to hook him up with the best one that I've got, which may be the hammer. Yeah, let's switch to the hammer. Let's give him, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give him the best assault rifle we got. And as far as shotguns are concerned, we'll give him that. And pistols, we'll give him that one. And I do have some Turian armor for him. That's not the greatest looking armor, is it? And we'll give him medical interface. Okay. Actually, you know what? No, I'll worry about Rex's armor later. For Caden, let's swap out his armor. Is there a better one? Yeah, slightly better. Well, actually, I think the one he's got is good. Let's give him some of that to upgrade his armor. We'll give him an assault rifle. I don't think there's a better one here. Shotgun, sure, let's give him that one. I think he primarily uses his pistol. So, you know what? I think I'm going to give him that 177. And I'll go ahead and upgrade his weapon. Sure, let's give him shield bypass and weapon stability. Even though he's an NPC, he might need that weapon stability, you know? It's possible. Nothing else there. Okay. Ashley will change her stuff around. I think I've basically decided that at this point, I you know, when I get the option to choose one or the other, Caden or Ashley, to continue on with the story, I think I'm going to choose Caden. Because I know I've mentioned it before, but I just feel like I've never run Caden past the first game. I've always, like, literally, I have always chosen Ashley. So, you know what? Let's see what Caden's got to offer. I think it'll be cool. She doesn't have anything I can use here, but you know what? I could put a extra shield thing for her. Did I do everybody? I think I've already, yeah, and I did them too because, we
Looking for supplies?
On a mission with them.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Cool. So let's sell all junk, and then I'm actually just gonna go through, even though some of this stuff, like the armor upgrades and stuff, is better. I know I'm about to go on a mission where I'm gonna get more stuff. So I'm just gonna actually dump all of this stuff. If I can. You gotta like time that button press pretty well. There we go. If you press too fast, it doesn't sell. It actually ends up going slower. There's a lot of crap in our inventory. You know what? You know what's funny is this kind of feels like a rhythm game. All right, cool. Buy. Is there anything here that I could buy? Oh, I'm so close to being able to get. Oh my goodness gracious! You see that shotgun? You see that shotgun? That's like double the damage. Holy crap! All right, that's nice. This heavy armor, I think I can now use. Maybe I should get that. Oh my goodness, it's got a lot of shields. How much is that? That's actually that's not too bad. This pistol, there's an Omni tool. I actually don't have an Omni tool. There's other shotguns here, not nearly as good as that one. Holy crap. You know what? Let's buy the heavy armor because it's just nice. So yeah, we'll hit that. I need to save up for that shotgun though. That shotgun probably would carry. Oh, I can't use it yet. What are we at? Hold on. Squad. Armor. Oh, do I not get? Oh no, I just messed that up. Do I actually not get heavy
Looking
armor?
for supplies?
You're right. I don't.
Let's see what you got.
I only get medium armor. Oh, that sucks. Oh, and I got like nothing for it. Oh, I screwed that up. I would reload, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have so much credits by the end of this game. I'm not too concerned about it. All right, let's talk to Tali.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me. Especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
You know, it's funny. This reminds me of my wife. She, I have slept pretty, I don't know. I guess I've been fortunate because a lot of people don't seem to be able to do this, but I can sleep in a room when it's bright as day, with, you know, whatever, with completely quiet, no sound at all. But she's been brought up to listen to a sound machine when she sleeps, and now I listen to a sound machine when we sleep because it's just what it is. It's just like a little rain machine. But she literally can't sleep without it, and I think it's really funny. And I guess Tali's the same way.
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sounds like the pilgrimage isn't just about finding resources for the fleet. Maybe it's about teaching you to appreciate your people and culture.
You're probably right. We Quarians spend our whole lives traveling. But really, we never leave home. The pilgrimage has given me a whole new perspective on our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them. But maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually, but we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
You know, this is the first time I've really noticed that, but 17 million Quarians in the fleet is not a lot. It's not a lot. Think of Earth. We have billions of people on Earth, and they have 17 million in the fleet. Now, granted, there's obviously a lot more within the galaxy itself. I'm sure it gets up there, but only in their home fleet do they have 17 million? I suppose when you think about a fleet of ships, that's quite a lot, but in general, that's not a lot of them left.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point.
Well, there you go.
Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
That's so cool.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
That's actually not bad.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine so.
You didn't really think they'd just let you destroy them without a fight, did you?
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Man, I don't know why, but I am so drawn to the Quarian story, and I always have been. I love it. And in fact, I don't know if I mentioned this recently in Mass Effect. I think it might have been the Cyberpunk series that I mentioned it, but my wife and I have been binge watching Westworld, which is something, for whatever reason, I have never watched before, and we're in the middle of season 2, and holy crap, is it good. Now, for the most part, I I am so interested in cyberpunk type stuff to begin with, and Westworld is exactly that, especially in the form of philosophical ethics and metaphysics, which is something that I studied heavily in school. So I love that stuff, right? It is my jam. Now, that's probably why I'm also really interested in this kind of thing, because it is similar. But I just want to throw this out there. If you've never seen Westworld, go watch it. It's on HBO Plus, HBO, whatever it is called. All 3 seasons are on there. You could watch it right now. It is freaking fantastic. And if you're even mildly interested in what the Quarians are going through here, you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting, cool, then go watch Westworld, because it will blow you away. It is fantastic. Just word of warning, it is an HBO show, so there's a lot of nakedness and stuff, so don't plan on watching it with your young kids or anything like that. All right. Also, it is quite bloody. They defended themselves, or serves you right. No, they defended themselves.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
That's the thing. They may not. You don't know that. You don't know that they would have tried to kill you or not. You guys could have lived in harmony, and you have no idea, because you just immediately jump. And she is a Quarian. She is one of them. She immediately jumps to the conclusion that they were going to be hostile. But you created them. They may not have been hostile. Yeah, they have no use for organic life, but maybe they wanted to have a use for that, and then you shut them out. It's not great.
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Interesting. Do they always accept?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Okay, I think we're good.
I should go.
See you later.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can break down there. Have we ever talked to Engineer Adams?
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tali, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation, too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space.
It's true, you do.
Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed, and she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
It really makes me want to play Twilight Imperium. Just saying. Really makes me want to play. You know what? I'm going to make that a mission. I'm going to be picking up a physical copy of it relatively soon. And you know what? I'm going to paint all of the ships. And I'm going to be happy. It's going to be like a week-long process of just painting ships. And I'm going to be real happy. So talking to Tali actually got me thinking, you know, I've had my own D&D world that I've been working on since I first started playing, and I run all my games for D&D 5th edition in that world. And you know what? I think I need to retcon some of the races, or a race, to be like the Quarians. They're kind of like, you know, stricken from their homeland, and now they're wanderers, like in a flotilla and stuff like that. Maybe like dark elves. Like drow, maybe they're out of the under. Look, I'm just thinking, but that's not relevant.
Boy, am I glad to be off of Noveria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporations. One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I can't have you on this ship if you're going to infect my crew.
Infect the crew? Oh man, you have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed. My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
Good
I have
point.
to go.
All right, see ya.
I think that was a fun little chat. I like Joker. I like talking to him. But we hadn't really talked to him since doing any of this, so it was a good time to do so. Let's talk to Presley real quick.
Yes, Commander?
No, there's nothing there.
Carry on, Presley.
Cool.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we have essentially cleared out all of the chatting that we've needed to do for
Good
a bit.
timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the Council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Cool. Okay. Interesting. I wonder who it's gonna be. I don't remember. This is fun. I like not remembering this stuff.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
What kind of information?
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Cool. I think Vermeer's a good option, but it's not going to be where we go right now. I like that they give you the option to go there, though. We have other fish to fry. We got to go to Feros? Is that what it was called? Let's zoom out of Noveria. It was nice to go here, right? It was nice, but we got other places to go. Yeah, Noveria is where we were. We need to go to Feros. Let's do that. We gotta go here. There's so many things to explore, and you know what? Probably before we do Vermeer, we're gonna go and just hit up all of the things and just get all of that sorted out, including all these side missions that we're currently on. But I feel like going to Feros now is a good idea, because on Feros, by the way, they changed the volume of those load screens, thank God, because they were a little loud.
Commander, urgent message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
Before I forget, yeah, I do want to do Feros, get that done, get enough money, and buy that freaking shotgun. That shotgun is now priority number 1 for me.
What do you need, Admiral?
There's an Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations. One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills
is no longer responding to our override commands. It's gone rogue.
Are you telling me this computer is thinking on its own?
We're not stupid, Shepard. This is a virtual intelligence, not a true AI. It's not self-aware, and it can't access any external systems. We didn't do anything illegal here. Virtual intelligence support is critical to our military success. VIs process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core and manually disable it.
Don't worry, Admiral. I'll take that thing out.
I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human. You're still part of the Alliance military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only one that can pull this off, Shepard. Good luck.
Cool. Is that on Feros? Am I gonna have to go look? Let's check real quick before I forget, because otherwise I'm gonna get on this planet and it's gonna go one ear out the other. You know what I mean? Okay, so not Codex. Journal. Rogue VI. Head to the Sol system in the local cluster and deal with the Rogue VI on Earth's moon. We'll do that later. Well, like I said, we gotta do Feros. Feros and Noveria are like the two big things to get done. I'm gonna check all these out though. We will survey. Light metal surveyed. Cobalt. Cool. Let's back out. Let's go to Logan. Nothing here. Okay, let's go to Satao. That's how you pronounce that. Nothing there. And finally, let's go to sharing. Standard hydrogen, helium. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Wait, no, there was a survey there. Survey. Prothean data disk recovered. The planet sharing displayed some strange readings while being scanned. Chief Engineer Adams pinpointed the source of and located a strange object. Tali and Adams brought it on board and spent hours taking it apart. The purpose of the object is still uncertain, but it was Prothean in nature and called a Prothean data disk. Interesting. Cool. All right, Feros it is. Land. Oh wait, should we read it? The ExoGeni Corporation has founded a pilot colony on Feros to explore the Prothean ruins that blanket 2/3 of the planet's landmass. The atmosphere is fouled with dust. Terrestrial travel is hampered by crumbled debris dozens of meters deep. There are indications that Feros was a much colder world in the past. Feros has 2 large moons, Orkin, the farther, and Vardent. Colony founded 2178, population 300, capital ExoGeni building. You know what? I actually remember this planet now that I think about it, and not my favorite, but it's also not bad. I am looking forward to it. Cool to land. All right, who we taking with us this time? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like we did Liara and Tali, and I thought that worked pretty well. But I kind of feel like we need to do let's do Rex and Garrus. I think those two are going to be good for this one. Also, I used them to begin with.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
But I want to see what they can do now.
Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Oh yeah, I totally remember this now, and oh my goodness, the volumetric lighting and everything looks way better than this planet did back in Mass Effect.
We saw your ship. Fidan wants to speak with you immediately.
Who's Fidan?
He's our leader. He needs your help to prepare for the Geth. They're making another push. Please, up the stairs past the freighter. Look out!
Oh, well, that didn't last long, did it? Just like immediately in it, you know what I mean? Ooh, this shotgun fires slow. Also, what happened to all my abilities? Oh, the patch. Right, okay, well, let's just go ahead and... Oh, wait, that was warp. We want warp on... I don't remember which one was which. I think warp was on 2. Carnage... No, Carnage was on 2. Throw was on 1. Barrier was there. Warp was 5. Let's do adrenaline boost and then unity. Okay, that's better. Let's actually go ahead and pop this. Just take that guy out. What am I doing? You know what I mean? Let's get this. Let's just get in there and do what the Vanguard does best, which is absolutely dominating fools with the shotgun. Pop our shield boost. Hello. Man, imagine when I get that extra shotgun. This is all going to be one-shot territory. Like, it basically is at this point anyways, but oh my goodness, I can't wait. It's going to be really, really nice. Oh, I hate these things. They're so annoying. Bring it on, guest stalkers. What I gotta do is hit them with Carnage. Well, or not. I'll just let my team do all the work. Sure. That works. Thanks, team. Good job. Good job, team. That is a dead end, which I can't tell because it's dark. Like, look at the lighting here. It looks so good compared to the original. Oh my goodness.
Make sure they're secure. But what if I find Geth there?
Are you saying you won't go?
No, I'll go. I'll go.
Okay. Well, now we're here. Wait, what do I need to do on this? Oh, okay, so there's... Fidan is way over there. Do we want to talk to all these people? Maybe we do. I'm not entirely sure.